Hi y'all, this is Larry from Deep South Texas. If you're living here in the United States, you've probably been hearing about this big cold front that's moving through, going to create havoc for most of the country. A 2,000 mile wide storm, and it's coming to Texas as well. The question is, will these bananas survive? And I don't know, but we're gonna find out. The rest of the garden is in pretty good shape. Onions, carrots, leeks, cabbages, broccoli, all can take a little bit of cold weather. Not huge amounts, but a little bit. Even the peas should be okay. Eggplant, not so much. And the bananas, of course, and the banana trees are in real danger. Let's take a look at what we might be able to do for some of the plants. The carrots will be okay. They can survive the temperatures that we're expected to get. In fact, I've seen as low as 27, but every day the lows for the forecast change about twice a day. So right now they're saying 32. Carrots will be fine. Cabbages, they'll be okay. I may try to cover them up just a little bit, but for the most part, the cabbages are going to be fine. I put a bunch of old tomato cages in this, and I'm going to throw a tarp over these cabbages and cauliflower just in case. The broccoli should survive as well, though I will probably come through and harvest anything that looks like it's edible before the cold weather comes in. I'm going to attach a wire running all the way down, and again I'll throw a tarp over these to try to keep them a little bit warm. Broccoli can stand a little bit of cold, but I have had issues in the past where the flowers freeze and become useless. So I'll harvest what's ready and throw a tarp over the rest to try to keep them from freezing. I'd like this broccoli to continue sprouting at least for the next month or so. And some more broccoli over here. Again, I put up some tomato cages. I'll harvest that head there, and then throw a tarp or moving blankets over this broccoli here. The sugar snaps peas, they're supposed to stand up to a little bit of cold weather, so they should be okay. They would actually be quite hard to cover up, so I'm going to cross my fingers and hope they survive, and if they don't, well, then I'm going to plant green beans. One thing that won't survive certainly is this leftover tomato from last year, and wouldn't you know it, last week it decided to start putting on some tomatoes. There's probably a half a dozen tomatoes started on this plant now. I'm going to have to protect this. I'll probably start with a garbage bag, a contractor bag over top of it, and then maybe some moving blankets over that. But these would definitely be my first tomatoes, and I don't want to lose them. Chives will be okay. I won't do anything to those. The eggplant plants, they're not likely to survive. So I'm going to cut them back, try to cover them up, see what we can do to try to save them. The banana plants themselves, the plants certainly won't survive freezing weather. All the leaves will die and turn yellow. The fruit, well, the fruit will survive, but it won't get any bigger, so that will be it for the year. And this bunch was the first one to come out, so it has the biggest bananas. The other bananas are even smaller, so they're not we'll have bananas, but they'll be pretty small this year. The leeks will survive, no problem. It's not cold enough to affect them. The onions will definitely survive, but I don't want to take a chance of shocking them thinking they're coming into a new season and start to go to seed. So I put this bar up over here. I'm going to throw tarps over top of these onions to try to keep them from freezing. And some of my other onions as well. I'm going to try to cover them just to keep them from thinking they're into a new season. So it'll only be for a day or two. This cold weather doesn't look like it's going to last, and it's not going to get, at least today they're saying it's not going to get real cold. So we'll see. I haven't decided what to do with the remaining oranges yet. I may come out Saturday afternoon and pick most of them. Or I may not. We'll see. We'll see if the forecast gets better or worse between now and then. A bigger issue will be some of the oranges have started to flower, and if we get some freezing temperature, that's going to hurt next year's production. There aren't a lot of flowers yet, so maybe it won't be too bad, but that's a bigger deal than the remaining oranges. This cold weather is not going to bother the chickens at all. They don't have a problem. It's not going to get that cold here in deep South Texas. Well, it's only been 6 days since I made my last video, and I'm going to have to start coming in and up-potting some of these plants because they're just getting too big. But I'll try to put a picture of what these plants looked like last week, but there is a heck of a change, and I got to at least remove some of them out of these pots. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. You should see the results of that on my next video. So in a week's time, most of my peppers and tomatoes outgrew the seed starting setup, so I took out all the big ones and potted them up. They're outside getting hardened off. They'll probably have to spend a little bit of extra time in the house here during the next week as we go through this cold weather, but they're all looking pretty good. This is the one pepper plant and the cucumbers that I potted up last week, and they're all hardened off now. They're looking good. They survived the transplanting just fine, and they'd be ready to go in the garden if we could count on the weather. I still have a couple dozen peppers and tomatoes that were a little bit too small to pot up, but with the other ones moved out of the way, they'll get some more light and they'll grow a little bit faster. So they'll be a little bit behind the others, but not too bad. Well, I harvested some cabbage last week, and I got about 10 pounds of cabbage, and I have started my sauerkraut for the year. So it's in here fermenting, and ferment 2 to 4 weeks, and then we'll put it in bottles. So I'm going to pressure can it. I know that's not the best thing to do with sauerkraut, but I think it'll preserve it a little longer. Well, that's the situation here at Deep South Texas. We're gonna get ready for the storm. Gonna cover things up loosely, not particularly worried. The bananas, they're in trouble. My one tomato, I'm gonna try to save it, and but the rest of the plants can pretty much take the low temperature that, at least today, that they're predicting. I'll watch it again later today, tomorrow a couple times, but sometime late tomorrow night, early Sunday morning, it's going to be freezing or below here, and we'll do what we can to try to save what's in the garden. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it that thumbs up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.